Hello everybody, it's Crash Test, and tonight I'm bringing you a win by the MCOPs on Gamebattles. This will be a match of Domination on Firing Range, which is a map I've showed you guys a few times before. But really tonight, it's more about some other stuff I wanted to talk about rather than the gameplay itself, because this is a total blowout. Panthers and I spawn over on this side of the map. Most of the gameplay tonight you'll see from our point of view, because there's really not a lot going on from the other side. We're playing against Crimson Reaper and CLD Dragon. These are a couple guys who've actually taken place in some Crash Test Cups since, and so I actually hesitated to post this one a little bit because we do end up winning by quite a bit. But really the point of this is more that, you know, we were coming off of a 6-game losing streak when we started this game. And losing 6 games in a row, some of them badly. Like, I remember one of them at least, we were you know, halfway through the game, I just wanted it to end. I didn't even want to play the rest of it. It was so clear that we were getting our butts whooped that there was no point even playing the rest of the game. And, you know, in Domination, you play both halves of the map, so you end up playing twice. And after the first half of this one, I mean, really, was there really much point in playing the second half? But if we're getting our butts kicked severely, and then we're also capable of kicking another team's butt this severely and probably pretty consistently, it means that this league is kind of crazy. I mean, it's got everything from pros in it to total beginners, and I don't know. I really wish that Gamebattles would split their system into leagues. You have an A league, a B league, and a C league, and that would allow people to progress up, play against other teams that are more like their own skill level, and everybody would have more fun. The level of competition would be better. More teams would, you know, not get discouraged and actually make it all the way through and improve their skills and eventually become one of the top tier teams. I've almost quit Gamebattles a few times over this. And that's really the reason I've started doing these Crash Test Cups on the weekend, and maybe I'll turn it into a little bit more eventually, but it's a way of getting people playing competitively, but against other teams that are roughly their skill level, and just making it a little bit more fun for everyone. Anyway, we've triple capped for quite a while here, as you can see. We're up, what, 62-5, and that ratio stays about the same throughout. We're not, you know, this gameplay took place a little while ago before I'd learned as much as I know now about how to play Domination on this map, which is, of course, you want to control top tin, top wood, and trailer. But as it is, we're just kind of running and gunning, running around the map, and just taking advantage of the fact that we've got the edge on these guys as far as gun skill is concerned, so we can, even without a lot of strategy, we can win anyway. I've been watching a lot of Gamebattles YouTube videos over the last little while, and I've noticed actually that most teams don't employ a discernible strategy when they're playing Gamebattles. That was really surprising to me, but usually the good teams are just made up of good players who will win gunfights even if they start off at a disadvantage, and then they, you know, once the other team is dead, they can go and do whatever they want on the map. And that's more often than not what, you know, the only thing that goes on in these games. I mean, I was watching Optic the other day, and that seemed to be how they were playing. These motion sensors, by the way, this wasn't MLG variant, so the other team was the one that was hosting this match, and they chose the rules and they chose to allow motion sensors. We played a game of Search and Destroy before this game started, and it was about 2 or 3 rounds in before we realized that motion sensors were enabled. It's a bit of a disadvantage not realizing that, especially when you're already done setting up your classes and don't have one to be able to use. Anyway, yeah, we're just running around the map, keeping the triple cap going, staying near the middle so we can get to either A or C whenever we hear that we're losing one. Yeah. Now these guys, they're often looking the wrong way. In one of my earlier videos, I mentioned that being up on top of this tower is not really the best place to be. We're currently losing C, and look how long it takes me to get over there. I don't want to go through bottom tin because I know that that's the obvious route. I'm just going to get killed. So instead I approach more cautiously, but by this point we've already long lost C. So top tower, really not the best place to be. This is one of the games where I figured it out, actually. I think that might be CRL Dragon right there. That might be the only clip that I show from the other team's point of view, just because that's mostly what the other team's point of view looked like this game. Spawn, run a few steps, and then die. I kind of feel sorry for these guys, actually. But I'm glad that they've started participating in our Crash Test Cups, and we've got them teamed up, and they're, you know, they're doing all right. They're holding their own. That's really the point. This was, I mean, I started to feel a little bad as I was going through this match. If it wasn't for the fact that I'd lost 6 games coming right into this one, I would have felt a little differently, I think. But being on that kind of losing streak, seeing a victory coming your way, makes you play a little harder, makes you willing to run up that score more than maybe you ordinarily would. Looking around, trying to find him. I guess they're probably spawning A path. If you can't see them on C, you can't see them on B for this long. But I think they've more or less given up trying to win the game and are more focusing on winning some gunfights and staying alive and just salvaging some dignity from this one. That's done. I was surprised I didn't get a hit marker on that one, but he'd already come inside and planted his motion sensor, so that's why. Saw a little bit of motion up in that, I call that clubhouse. I don't know what the proper call out is, but saw a little bit of motion up in that clubhouse area and picked him off. I don't know why he wasn't shooting at me already. He had a position of advantage. He was lying prone in a difficult place to see, and I was standing out in the open with no cover at all, and he still didn't pull the trigger. I'm not sure what he was doing. Yeah, so I don't know what they're doing trying to take B without first controlling tin or wood. I mean, they're in either location. That's just not going to work. As I was mentioning in my last Gamebattles video, you need to basically in a 2-on-2 game. Oh, here I realized that you know, we're definitely going to win, so I'm just being stupid and shooting at the ceiling. And Panthers was laughing his ass off at me when I did that. It may or may not have had something to do with the fact that I forgot that these games are time-based instead of points-based, and we were coming up to the 200-point mark. Innocent until proven guilty, right? So there again, a silly thing to do. Just ran around the corner, tried to jump on the objective and take it real quick. It's never going to work. You gotta control the area first. That's why I call it domination. You have to dominate the position before you can take it. Losing B. Look at the pile of bodies on B. So not a lot to talk about in this game as far as strategy is concerned. It was a romp. It was an example of what happens if you just kind of run and gun and win your gunfights anyway. The spawns are all over the place. It's a triple cap most of the game. The final score ended up being around 250 to 25, and the same thing repeats itself in the second half of this match, so I'm not going to bother posting that. It's around 500 to 50 overall. Anyway guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys tomorrow at the Crash Test Cup.